You know, it pains me to say this, but WWE games were just a lot better back in the days, and they're just not as fun as they used to be. I mean, they're just...
Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing?
The hell?
I thought we agreed that you will be the one to make all the comic booky Spider-Man videos, while it will be me who made all the wrestling videos.
Signing up for that clone program was a bad idea.
Get out of my chair!
Go work on another Spider-Man PS4 video, or go beg Insomniac Games, don't please give me attention, please follow me on Twitter.
I don't sound like that!
Anyway, what Spider-Boy over there was trying to say is, WWE games, they just aren't as fun as they used to be. Now, don't get me wrong, I still get some amusement out of every new 2K game each year, but I just seem to have had more fun playing these games back in the day of my childhood. Now, some may say that's just a nostalgia talking, but I actually think it goes beyond that. WWE games were something that I was able to come home after a long day of school and just play for hours and hours and never get bored. Now it seems as if I get bored if I play the game for more than an hour. And why is that?
Maybe it's because WWE itself isn't as entertaining as it used to be.
Really? You're gonna come on here and interrupt me now? First you turned this channel into a freaking Spider-Man love fest, and now you want to come on here and talk wrestling?
What? I'm just trying to add some insight, you know, just saying. Maybe it's not the games that we're bored at, maybe it's just the fact that WWE has become a more stale product throughout the years.
That may be a good point, but I really don't think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, there are still some bright spots within WWE TV, right? I mean, hell, just recently the Royal Rumble, it was good this year. And then, of course, there's NXT, and they're absolutely killing it right now.
Yeah. NXT, that's still good.
Wait a minute. You son of a... You haven't watched NXT in a while, have you?
Well, you know, it's just sometimes I don't have the time to watch a full episode of NXT, but I still keep up with it, though.
Oh yeah? Who's the current NXT champion?
That's, Drew McIntyre.
No. It's Andandre Cien Almas.
Who dat?
Okay, what are your thoughts on Adam Cole, baby?
Michael Cole had a kid?
Just get out of here. Anyway, what is it about WWE games that have gotten boring? Well, the first thing I'll point to is not its features, although that is indeed a problem. But first, let's talk about the gameplay. Now think about it. Wrestling is a simulation of fighting. It's actors performing their own stunts. It's...
Whoa there, buddy. Slow your roll down there. You are about to piss off a lot of wrestling fans if you go around using that F word.
What the, that's not even where I was heading. Hell, it pisses me off whenever somebody says that wrestling is fake. But even I know that it is simulation fighting, but it's up to the two superstars to go out there and put on a good performance for the fans. I kind of like to think of it as two actors who do their own stunt work. And that's where the problem lies with gameplay in current WWE games. Back in the day, the games, while they were simulations of real-life WWE, they still had a fun, arcadic feel to them. Whereas nowadays, they moved too far away from the arcadic feel and too close to a simulation of real life. Think about it. WWE games have become a simulation of a simulation. And the gameplay mechanics have suffered because of it. Matches are now too slow-paced, and stamina has become such a major factor. Gone are the days where you could throw your opponent off the roof in Hell in a Cell, then just seconds later you were back to beating the piss out of each other. Or when you and your opponent can start off a match with like 5 stored finishers, and completely turn the match into a spot fest. And I know all you hardcore old school fans know what I'm talking about. Those matches were incredibly fun to play, and the last game that was close to that style was 2K14. That game was almost the perfect blend of arcade gameplay while staying close enough to simulation. Ever since the launch of next-gen consoles with 2K15, they haven't really reached that level of fun yet, in my opinion.
Ooh. Talk about how the older games had a lot more features and modes back in the day.
Yes, I was getting to that. So yeah, like Spider-Boy was saying over there.
Stop calling me that!
The older games offered more features, modes, and gameplay elements back in the day. And yes, 2K has slowly been bringing back some of these elements to the newer games, and calling them new, even though they were in older games. But still, the older games just seem to have done them better. For example, the new carry system that was introduced in 2K18? Yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 did it better. Fighting in the crowd? SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and 2008 did that better too. A career mode where you could wander around backstage? SmackDown Shut Your Mouth did it better. Hell, you could even go as far as hop onto a train and go to Times Square. What about backstage brawls? Games like SmackDown Shut Your Mouth and Here Come the Pain did those a hell of a lot better too. Hell, even the old school PS1 SmackDown games did it better than 2K17 and 2K18, and those games are nearly 2 decades old. Now yes, I've enjoyed reliving the Attitude Era in WWE 13 and 2K16. I also love the 30 years of WrestleMania mode in 2K14 and the other 2K showcases, but whatever happened to the fun, creative, and sometimes over-the-top story modes that the old SmackDown vs. Raw games used to have? You see what I mean? I'm not trying to sound like a hater of the newer games, and hell, if you enjoy the newer games and lose countless hours into those games, then hey, I'm happy for you. I'm just saying that in my personal opinion, I've seen and played a hell of a lot better, and the newer games have tons of room for improvements. So, can these newer games be improved? Yes, they can. But will they ever reach the same greatness or even surpass the greatness that the older games have achieved? I guess only time can tell. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of room for improvements, and, you know, it's kind of funny to think about this. Although the licensing has changed over the years from THQ to now 2K, the development team, or at least the same development company, is still the same in Ukes. It's mind-blowing to think that the same company that put out such great games is now putting out such more watered-down games. And you can't help but think, is it time to take Old Yeller out to the back and put them out of their misery? Because, let's be honest here, working on the same game for almost 2 decades can be tiring. But, hey, what are your guys' thoughts? Can WWE games become great again? And until next time, I'm Mel Tillman.
Huh? Oh, and I'm your friend in the neighborhood ELT.
Signing out.